my love. I hope you are doing well. Welcome into this reading for Sun in Sagittarius. Solar reading for the solar season of Sagittarius, going from November 21st to December 21st. Happy birthday, my beautiful Sun in Sagittarians. I'm so excited to celebrate all things us this season. We are idealistic, we are independent, we are impatient, we are humorous, we are fun, we are honest, and we are expansive, and we love to learn, and we are celebrating this energy this month. So welcome into this reading. If you are new to readings, this is what it is. Essentially, I'm setting the intention that I get guidance that is aligned with your highest good and the highest good of all, and that it helps guide you back to the wise, instinctive knowing that exists within yourself. I am not psychic. I am very intuitive. And we use the tools of the cards to tap into this universal energy that is available to us, this universal wisdom. So this is not a random universe. There is a law of cause and effect, and there is a law of reflection, and there is a law of feedback. All things which make what should be random actually very predictable, influential from just our consciousness. They've actually sat people in front of random number generators, and just that person focusing on receiving an answer more so than another answer, like if they are focusing on receiving ones instead of receiving zeros, they can actually skew the number of ones that the random number generator spits out. This proves the interaction that our consciousness has with the universe. And so these cards, as we intend that there's guidance that comes through, it's not random guidance. It is guidance that is aligned with the intention that we're setting, with the consciousness that we're calling into being when we draw the cards. Now, as I pull the cards, as I share with you the wisdom and the guidance that's coming through, I want you to be aware of the guidance that's coming through on your end. So that means the thoughts that you're having about what I'm saying, the connections that you're making to the things that we're talking about, the ideas, the inspirations, the words and phrases that really stick out to you as powerful things that you want to write down and remember. I always recommend having a journal on hand when you do a reading. This is to help you process the information that comes through and to give you a space to pause and write down what it is that's coming through for you. This is really how you add your own magic to this reading. This is a co-creative process that we're doing here, where I'm pulling through and the advice and the wisdom that's coming through for you, but you are doing your own interpretation as that wisdom and advice is coming through. And that's what the journal's for you to write it down. When I do a reading and listen to a reading, I'll write down all the information in my journal, and then I'll actually rewrite it onto index cards and bullet points and put those in my space in my home so that I can look at them and revisit them all month so that I don't lose track of the guidance that came through, and I keep it at the forefront of my awareness day after day through my month. So when I talk about month, I am talking about solar month again. So this is the solar season of Sag, when the sun is shining on all things Sagittarius, from the 21st of November to the 21st of December, as I said. So this is a space right now for you to set for yourself so you can really get ready for this reading. You can call in any energies that you work with outside of yourself: God, goddesses, angels, guardians, ancestors, fairies, spirit guides, your higher self, source, whatever it is that you work with outside of you. You can call that energy in. You don't have to. This is a free will universe, but the energies love to be invited in if you want to call them in. You can also use this time to set an intention. Whatever guidance you're looking for right now, whatever support you need, whatever it is that you are holding in your heart to be guided to and supported in, you can set that intention now. Know that as you set that intention, that this reading is going to help match that intention for you. So we're going to jump right in with the Sacred Rebel deck by Alana Fairchild. It's the first deck that I got. I freaking love it. The artwork is amazing. The messages are amazing, and we're going to dive in. So the question that we're asking the Sacred Rebels is, what is it that we're aiming our Sagittarian Archer bow at, right? Our energy is the Archer energy. I am a Sun Sag, in case you didn't know. So we are aiming at something. What are the Sun Sages aiming at this month? This is what we're going to focus on all month. This is the center of our reading. What are we focusing on? We're going to find out. The Sacred Rebels. Let's go. Wow. Okay. Here's our focus. Inner trust. I just laughed at how quickly that came out. Okay, inner trust, inner trust. Where are we? Here we go. Though it may be cloaked and hidden, within you lies natural magnificence, vibrancy, and true uniqueness. The harder this is for you to believe, the more growth this oracle is offering you now. Your opportunity for growth lies in letting go of the need to hide yourself from the world and to let go of any doubt about the wonder of what lies within you. This oracle brings you the message that it is time for you to trust and let yourself, the real you, out from behind the veil. You're being assured that you can trust your intuition and your own sense of things. Sometimes what you sense will be love, and your heart will open more easily towards the source of that love, be it in the form of another person, a new career path, a project that you care deeply about and want to pursue, or a spiritual or creative project that you're keen to explore. Sometimes what you sense will be more challenging and ask something different of you. It might be that you sense fear and sabotage lurking within someone's intentions or in situations around you. This oracle asks you to trust yourself, to find the most authentic and loving way to deal with that. Perhaps you have drawn this card because you are unnecessarily holding yourself back out of fear or a lack of belief in your ability to support and care for yourself, or in the importance of your need for self-expression in your relationships. The Oracle of Inner Trust comes to you with this guidance. You know what you are doing. You have enough wisdom and intuition to place yourself more fully in the world, to take steps to unhide yourself. Even if you feel you have no clue what is happening at a broader level in your life, even if you can't quite see the whole picture of what is taking place within or around you, you still have all of the wisdom and intuitive ability you need to take one step at a time and navigate your way through absolutely anything that brings life to your door. That life brings to your door. If you have been thinking of taking a leap of faith and doing things differently, whether in your personal life or your creative work, then this oracle brings a particular message to trust your instincts and go for it. This oracle comes at a time when the patterns of your life are shifting. You can take advantage of this shift and leap into an entirely new level of consciousness and experience. This is not the time for self-doubt or playing small. It is time to get in touch with the courage, boldness, and daredevil within to take that step, big or small, into the future that is beckoning you forward. You have the wings to fly. Sometimes we don't realize until we leap over the edge of what we have known and begin to soar into a new life. Wow. There is a affirmation here that we're going to visit at the end of this reading. I want you to write that down and repeat it all month to support you, but we're going to get further clarity on this card right now. We're going to get clarity with the Modern Mystic Tarot by Crystal Doty. She is my mentor. She is an international intuitive. She's an amazing soul. I just love her so much. I've been watching her use these cards for years now. I think it's 4 or 5 years now. And she created the deck, and she is just an absolute wonderful being and such a supportive guide. She's my spiritual mentor, and I have been watching her readings, and they have guided me to the point that I am at, and to be able to share this formula with you guys. So I really appreciate her so much and give her credit for what it is that you guys are experiencing through me. We're going to find out how to support this inner trust in your spiritual world, in your mental world, in your physical world, and in your emotional world. Let's get clarity with the Modern Mystic. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Saggies. Happy birthday to you. Okay, 2 cards came out here. So, is this top card the spiritual card? Okay, is the bottom card the spiritual card? Is this top card the mental card? Okay. spiritual. Let's find out the physical, key, and the emotional. What's going on in the spiritual and emotional world that's going to help our Saggies with the inner trust. I just want to double check this card here. Is this the card for the physical world for the Saggies? Yeah. So, spiritually, what's going to help you in your inner trust is the Moon card. This is about intuition, trusting in the unseen and secrets. So in your spiritual world, in your spiritual life, and spiritual means your connection to Source, your connection to your purpose, and your connection to your higher self. So in this area of your life, you're being asked to trust in the unseen, to trust in the unfolding, to trust in your own intuition. And when the Moon card comes up, I'm always given the extra guidance that you may want to work with the Moon, especially since that is a very spiritual practice. I have been working with the Moon for years now and seen so many miraculous results of making intentions and setting them with the Moon. We're going to have a lunar part of our reading, so we will cover a little bit of Moon magic and energy, but this might be inviting you in to explore that even deeper. When it comes to trusting yourself, you need to trust in your ability to hear your own intuitive guidance. Intuition is quiet, it's loving, it's wise, it's brief. So if you're hearing a voice that is not loving, is not brief, is childish, is not loving or supportive, that's the voice of the ego. That's the voice of patterns and programs and instinctual reactions. That's not the voice of intuition. Intuition is very loving. Intuition is like the voice of a loving mother or your higher self. It's very supportive. It's very, it's a very quiet, loving voice. So you get to learn how to listen to that, especially in a spiritual way. So maybe sitting in meditation, learning how to feel your emotions and your energy and this inner guidance. I've been starting a practice where every day I go into meditation and I call upon the energies of the Universal Mother, and I allow that energy to speak to me as a universally loving Divine Mother would. And that beautiful practice of starting the morning that way really helps me to hear that voice throughout the day and helps me to discern when there's voices and guidance happening within me that aren't really aligned with my highest good. Mentally, what's going on? It's going to help you with your inner trust is the Goodbye card. Wow. So this is in your mental world, not in your physical world. So this is something happening in your mind. You're letting go, you're transforming, you're grieving, and you're respectfully moving on from something mentally. Okay? So I feel like it's almost like a mental pattern that you're letting go of, Sagittarius. As the sun shines on you, as you get to set your intentions for your personal new year, you are really letting something go, starting a new chapter. And it has to do with your mental world, at least in relationship to how you trust yourself. The self-sabotage, the things that you have been doing that have led you to not trust yourself, especially in the mental realm, like the thoughts that you're having, the voices that you're listening to, like maybe that ego voice, you started trusting it and listening to it and following it, and you don't feel supported by it, and it led you astray. Well, it's time to say goodbye to it. It's time to let it go. It's time to move on. You might have a little bit of grief that this relationship is shifting, but it is time to let it go, especially as the sun shines on you. Okay, Saggies? Yeah. Okay. We're going to move on to what's happening in the physical world. Well, 5 of Fire. This is the card I tried to redraw. Competition, rivalry, disagreements, and conflict. This is happening in your physical realm in some way or another, okay? I'm also feeling that it might have been happening in your mental realm, and as you're saying goodbye to it in your mental realm, it's kind of rearing its head in your physical realm, because you might need to release it from your physical realm as well, to say goodbye to it, to let it go, to transform it, to see it move through. It also could just be something that you need to go through to make sure that you're done with, right? That's really what's coming through for me. It's like, are you done with the competition? Are you done with the rivalry? Are you done with the conflict that's going on? It might be going on internally, but this is your physical world. So it could be physically happening within you, or it could be physically happening in the space around you. And so the guidance is to trust yourself, to navigate you through the situation, right? It said that some of the things that you see might be uncomfortable, might be challenging to you. And the inner trust card is telling you to trust that you know how to navigate yourself out of the situation. You know how to choose peace, harmony, and you know how to compromise. And so this energy here, this conflict, can be transmuted with your trusting, your intuitive guidance to move you through this situation. Emotionally, what's going on in your world? Strength card. Love it. A deep inner strength, courage, trusting your power, and vulnerability. So the black cards are the major arcana cards. They're like the main themes of the tarot, and they are like the power cards. So we have 3 power cards right here, okay? So like these are the main major themes going on. You have a lot of energy and a lot of support in this area, and this is like a minor arcana. This is a minor theme going on, but it is something we still need to be aware of, that we can trust our way to navigate out of. But emotionally, you're strong. Emotionally, you're also being vulnerable. Some people think that strength and vulnerability can't go together. They actually go together so freaking well. This project that I'm presenting this through is called The Devoted and Vulnerable. I am learning how to be vulnerable more so in this moment in my life than I've ever been vulnerable in my entire life. And I have to tell you, it does take strength to allow people to see me as I truly am, in my vulnerability, in my like conflict energy, in my like not so pretty parts. Just being able to share with people what's going on with me. I'm like, I'm getting triggered. I'm feeling conflicted. I'm wanting to fight and I don't know why, or I'm sensing this pattern coming back and I don't want it to. I'm just expressing that vulnerably and expressing what's happening in my heart. That's really what I'm feeling for Sagittarians. Express what's in your heart and trust that you're going to be supported in those you express it to. And if it starts any conflict or competition or rivalry, that is showing you the people that you can just walk away from, the situations that you no longer need in your life. And trust that you'll know as you express yourself vulnerably and you stand in the strength of your emotional truth, that this stuff is going to show itself and you're going to be able to navigate it and move through it. Okay? So we're going to move on to the lunar part of this reading. So I offer free lunar readings every week. They are on my website at devotedandvulnerable.com/lunar readings. And we are going to be revisiting these themes in those readings, but this is your overall view and guidance at the beginning of the solar month. So you can kind of get a look at the beginning, middle, and end of your month and how it's going to flow and what themes are coming up for the moon for you to focus on. The 8 of Earth is the card that's representing the theme for the new moon in Sagittarius. Guys, we have a solar eclipse coming up in our sign. So, new moons, typically the energy lasts for 28 days for a lunar cycle. But eclipse moon phases last for 6 months. So this is really an energy that's going to be present and around for 6 months, but we're going to be really diving into it from the 21st of November into the 4th of December when this new moon happens. We're going to be learning all we can know about a subject. The Goddess Power Oracle by Colette Baron Reid is going to give us clarity on what that subject is. The World card is here to represent the theme for the quarter moon in Pisces. This quarter moon is happening on December 10th. And it is going to be focusing on completion, focusing on celebration, focusing on the path to enlightenment. So the goddesses are going to come through and show us what is completing in our life and what we are celebrating. Pisces is the astrological sign that ends the zodiac. So it really is a sign of completion. It makes sense that we're celebrating this completion energy with that astrological movement. Last but not least, we have a full moon in Gemini coming up on December 18th. The theme of this full moon is Page of Fire. This is new creativity, a messenger of passion. This is new endeavors, fresh creativity, and it is a little bit of mischievous and flirtatiousness as well. Gemini is the first air sign of the zodiac. It's like the first breath of fresh air. So we're breathing life into something new. We're going to find out from the Goddess Oracle what that is. So let's first draw the card for the Sagittarius new moon. Okay. Finding out what we are celebrating with this quarter moon in Pisces. Is this top card the quarter moon in Pisces? Is this next card the full moon in Gemini? Cool. Okay. So what is that we're learning everything we can know about? Whew. Green Tarot coming in here with salvation. Okay, let's see what our card has to say. The divine has intended you into being and given you the assignment to explore life through certain perceived limitations. You are meant to learn about life and all its complexities, especially learning about how to be in community with others. Green Tara, a Tibetan goddess also known as She Who Saves, says that you will never be alone in life's journey. This compassionate savior goddess of intimate friendship will ensure that the right people show up for you at the right time. Green Tara reminds you that your needs will always be met. You don't need to know the how, as that is her domain. You just need to trust, and the goddess Green Tara will use her magic on your behalf. You are safe and secure and always in the care of the divine. That is really what you are learning about Sagittarian suns. You are learning from the 21st to the 4th of December that you are held in the arms of the goddess and that she is bringing you partnerships and friendships that are here to support you in your learning and on your life's path. It feels like she's coming here. Okay, I knocked that card down. So whenever I knock a card down, I feel like they're connected. So we'll get back to that connection in a moment. But it does feel like she's also connected to this card here. Right, the conflict and the rivalry, that feels like old community energy, right? You're learning that you can trust in those that are around you as you learn to express vulnerably what's in your heart, as you learn to mentally focus on what you're ready to let go of. Like this energy might be what it is that you're ready to let go of, the conflict and rivalry in your community settings. And this card right here, we're talking about the intuitive energy that comes through when we are listening and trusting our guidance within and knowing that Green Tara is here. She's not going to let us be surrounded by people who are going to bring us down. But we might have to see that play out in certain circles to know which circles are more aligned for us at this time. We might be learning about that this beginning of the month. Okay. So the World card, what's completing is, well, new beginnings are completing. So Easter is coming through with this particular guidance. Hope and new life are blossoming everywhere in your life right now, and this is something to celebrate. Okay, so that's what she wants us to celebrate. The hope and new life that's blossoming. This is what we're celebrating. It's not the end of something. It's like the new beginnings. Especially since Sagittarian is a very hopeful sign. The Germanic goddess Easter sings to you and assures you that your intentions have lain dormant long enough. When she appears, bearing the fertile power behind the coming of spring, you may feel a surge of energy to implement your new ideas. You feel strong and capable of accomplishing so much at this time as a sense of newness permeates your life. Fresh opportunities can come out of nowhere and seemingly drop into your lap. You feel a readiness as you are truly poised for success in whatever interests you. Allow for your new experiences to be what they are by adopting beginner's mind. When you remain open to what life has to offer you, and you will be Allow for new experiences to be what they are by adopting beginner's mind. You remain open to what life has to offer you, and you will be so glad you did. Enjoy this wonderful time of new beginnings and welcome the gifts that Goddess Easter has in store for you. Yeah, I mean, when the sun is in your sign, when the sun is shining on you, it's showing you where you shine. And new beginnings, this is like your solar new year, right? This is your personal new year. It happens to fall around, Sagittarian season ends at the winter solstice, which is like a new year. And then, of course, it brings us right into the actual calendar new year. So it's very much a time of new beginnings, and that new energy is so potent and so fertile, and you're being invited to celebrate that around the 10th. What is the flirtation? What is the new creative energy that's coming in? Well, it's the past, actually, that's coming up for us to change and transmute around the time of the full moon in Gemini, which happens on the 18th of December. There are certain moments within your personal history that hold great treasure for you now. When you examine your memories, which are the domain of the Greek goddess Namaste, empowered wisdom is revealed. The lessons you find are like sacred talismans, contained within your past like fossils in amber. Right now, you can trust your instincts that if something brings to mind your past, it indeed has a kernel of the old in the new. This is an amazing opportunity to make an informed decision and do things differently. The goddess has another powerful message for you. There are many choice points in your life where you have the power to make beautiful changes and become more creative, empowered, and alive. Yes, sometimes memories that live in the cells of your body will trigger palpable fear, but you can move beyond your past to discover new territories, and a new vision of freedom will come to you. You won't see the past the same anymore as wisdom replaces numb acceptance. The memories will change because you've changed. This freedom is gained by willingness and curiosity. Relationships become rich with potential, and all your natural choices will no longer fall into old patterns that are not serving you. The goddess Namaste wants you to experience this miracle. I really love this for you guys. This is a shift, a new beginning, a new story for you. So whatever stories of the past you've been rerunning, that have been controlling you, that have been bringing you down, that you see repeated over and over and over and over again, especially as it relates to community, especially as it relates to bringing others into your space and into your sphere, and that brings up a lot of like old triggers. You're being told and invited to believe and guided to know and to trust that there's going to be this shift from the past. It's not going to be without the work that you want to put into it to kind of see where the past has repeated itself and to do the inner work to allow that change to come through. But Namaste is here to let you know that she's here to help you. She's here to show you that you don't have to experience those repeat cycles. She's here to tell you that the past is ready to be experienced through a new lens, and that through that new lens that you experience the past, you're also going to be experiencing the unfolding of a beautiful new future that the new beginnings of Yoster is calling in. Okay, so here is the affirmation for you to write down and say every morning and every night of the solar season of Sagittarius. It's a long one here, so put the captions on and pause the video and write it down, okay? I trust in the love of my heart. I trust in my instincts. I trust in the flow of life. I trust myself. I trust in my higher self. I trust in life. When I don't know, my higher self does know. I am guided by the wise voice of my higher self within my heart. I trust myself, and I allow myself to be guided in all things by the wise, instinctive knowing within. I am not afraid to be seen. I unveil myself from my hiding places. And step by step, I show myself with all my unique beauty to the world. I am seen and I am received with love by myself and by others. I am worthy. Through unconditional love, so be it. right, my beautiful sun in Sagittarius, I hope you enjoyed this beautiful birthday gift. These solar readings I do every month, and they are jammed-packed with guidance. They change a little bit every month, but they generally follow the same pattern. I only ask $11.11 for you to have access to them. So please, if you feel called to, if you liked what you saw here, please go ahead and sign up and support me for the solar shift in Capricorn, which is coming up the 12th or the 21st of December to, I forget what it is in January, but I'll know when I do those readings. But yeah, please support me if you can. I do the free readings as well. Share this with anyone you can. This is my job. This is what I do. This is how I support the collective. So you supporting me in supporting you helps support me in supporting others, and the support goes all around in a big, great, loving circle. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Thank you so much for receiving this birthday gift and this wisdom and this guidance, and for seeing me and letting me shine and letting me love you and spoil you with this reading and invite you into C1s in the future. To sign up, you can go to devotedandvulnerable.com/services. You might also have more than one reading. So the readings are based on where the current sun sign shows up in your chart. So currently, we're in the solar sign of Sagittarius. Well, that's where your sun is. That's why you're a Sagittarius sun sign. But you may have other planets in Sagittarius. Therefore, you may have more than one reading. You might want to run your chart and see if you have another Sagittarian reading waiting for you on the site. So I have a Sagittarian sun, but I also have Mercury in Sagittarius, Saturn in Sagittarius, and Uranus in Sagittarius. So I have 3 other readings besides the sun reading this month. So you might actually have another reading waiting for you. If you're curious about that, you can go ahead and look up your information. If you don't know which signs the planets were in when you were born, you can go to cafeastrology.com and use their free natal chart section and type in your birth information. If you do not know the time that you were born, I did create a tutorial video to take you through the steps on how to dowse for that. It is, if you go to the services page, the how to find your birth time video is there. Click on that, and then that one links you to the how to find your birth time video. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. I love you guys. Thank you for everything that you bring into this world. Thank you for your idealism. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your expansion. Thank you for your learning. Thank you for your fun and your humor. I truly appreciate all that you bring to this world. As always, Namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.